Hello and welcome to the last and the final match in Jfsc, that's Premier League. It's between Cathedral Knights taking on MRV Risers. And it's Cathedral Knights who will bat first. Alok and Bhavik are the openers for the Cathedral Knights. And the from MRV Risers, it's Pramod who will start off with the bowling. And we're all ready and set to start off this fourth and the final match as the players are getting ready, the fielders into the position, the batters taking the guard, the umpires all set as he says play, and here goes the first ball. Pramod with the first ball to Alok. Oh, gets a slight hit of a swing there inside. And they will start off with a single, just a back foot punch to start off. It's Bhavik, the new batter, onto the strike. And Pramod with the second ball, slightly outside off, just swinging out. And that will be a wide. Pramod with the third ball onto his leg. He just flicks it towards the mid wicket into the gap, and that will be the first boundary of the match. And Bhavik is off the flying start now with that excellent boundary. The bowlers targeting his pads. He just easily picking onto it and dispatches towards the boundary line for a boundary. Pramod with the fourth ball. This time slightly outside off, and that will be another wide delivery. So 7 runs of the first 2 balls. And Cathedral Knights are off to a flying start. This time played it towards the offside, a slight of fumble there from the fielder, and they will get the single. So 8 runs of the first 3 balls. Both Bhavik and Alok are to a flying start now. Still 3 more deliveries left into this over. Pramod with the fourth ball. Just a hint of a swing. And they will get a single there. That would be a wise run there. Oh, that's a strong appeal there from the bowler. But the umpire says it's a leg by. It was, I think so, down the leg. So 10 runs of the first 5 balls, still a ball to go. Pramod with the last ball of the over to Alok. And that's a play and a miss. A dot to win the over. That was slightly outside off. Just going for that big cut. Missed onto it completely. So after the completion of 1 overs, Cathedral Knights are 10 runs at a loss of 0 wickets. Samir, the new bowler introduced by MRV Risers. It's Bhavik on strike. Will face Samir. Samir with his first ball. Oh, that's a flying start. He has bowled a slow one at the very start. It's hard to pick a slow one at a very start, you know. He just rolled his arms over and missed onto it completely. It did surprise the batter there. So it's a good thinking by Samir. You have to play with the mind of a batter. If he's expecting something, you have to go for something else only. That's what Samir did here. And now a short ball. It hit his helmet. This one onto the shorter side, a much quicker there. He wasn't expecting onto that one. Two good deliveries from Samir at the start. Oh, he goes over. He goes straight, and that will be just a single as the fielder onto that mid-on and mid-off region are saving that. It did go over, just didn't time it well though. That will be just a single. Just 1 run of the first 3. Just three more to go. And it brings back Alok onto the strike. And now he is going. He went around the wicket for the lefty, and now he's coming. He's going over the wicket for the right-hander. Oh, that's a full toss, and that dips down, and that's onto the stump straight away. He saw the batter charging from his run-up, and he executed that ball really well. He went in for that full toss. It dipped down and straight onto the stumps. That will be a wicket. What a thinking from the bowler. Just look at that. He went in. The bowler just came in. The ball just dipped in quite sharply there. Yeah, just coming off. You could see just taking the bails off. And that's a wicket for the Cathedral Knights. And MRV rises, gets the first blood. And it's Samir absolutely been tactically very correct from the start. We have four ball into the over. Just a single of the third ball and now a wicket. And that brings a new batter onto the strike now. Still two more deliveries left into that Sameer's over. Oh, that's been cut. And cut well between the fielders, and that's run away for a boundary. And it's Anand Veer who has a flying start. That was outside off. He just went in for that one, cuts it between those two fielders. There was a chase between the ball and the fielders, but the ball makes its way towards the boundary line first. A much needed boundary. Another shorter delivery outside off. This time deceives the wicketkeeper, and they will get a run there. That would be a 22 runs. So after the completion of 2 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 16 runs at a loss of 1 wicket. Pramod back into the attack for his second one. He's going for his second delivery now. That's onto his legs. Nudged it well. And that will be a dot delivery. With the third ball, that's been well timed, well fielded there at the point. At one moment I thought it would go into that gap between those, the third man and the point region, but it didn't. The fielder just grabbed it quickly, and that's just a single. Three balls, 2 runs in this over so far. Pramod with the fourth ball. And that would be a wide. And the umpire signals as well. And they went in for the second one. Good running between the wickets. The fielder had to come all the way to collect that one. In between that, the batters ran the second one. And with that single, it will be an over. So after the completion of 3 overs, the score is 21 runs at a loss of 1 wicket. This time, Samir comes in for his second and he starts off with a wide. It's Bhavik on strike. He's played 9 balls, 8 runs. Samir comes with his second. Almost a Yorker delivery. Outside of, there was a strong appeal there by the bowler and the keeper, but the umpire denies it completely. Samir with the fourth ball. He's played straight back to the bowler. Back to back dot deliveries there. Samir with the third ball of the over. This time the batter has played into the air. It's straight gone up. The fielder's coming under it, but just falls short. And that just falls into no man's land. That was fuller delivery. The batter just went in for the big one, but it went in straight high into the air and just fell short into that no man's land. Three balls, just 2 runs of the first 3. One batter has to take the charge to utilize this power play, as there are only 3 overs remaining into this power play now. We're bowling the third one. Third over, Samir with the fourth ball. And that would be a wide as well. Samir with his fourth ball. That's been driven. And that's been driven straight in the hands of the fielder. That will be just a single run. Two more deliveries left into this over. 4 runs so far in this over. That's been bumped straight. There wasn't a field, there could have been a catch there. Just a single coming off that ball. A much fuller, the batter just reaching for that one. And this would be the last ball of the Samir's over. He's given 5 runs so far in this over. Sami with the last ball of the over. Here he comes. Oh, he has a good shape onto that. Just swings into it. And the batter just gets the single there. So after the completion of 4 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 27 runs at a loss of 1 wicket. Ritesh, the new bowler, into the attack for the MRV Risers. And it's Anand Beer on strike. Ritesh P, the new bowler, into the attack. Here comes Ritesh with the first ball. Slightly outside off. He cuts it through towards the point region. And that will be a single. And that would be a wide delivery. Another extra run coming off by MRV Risers. They've bowled couple of wides now. Anand Beer on strike. Oh, slightly fuller, slightly outside off. Just making the batter just to play that big drive. And the batter just completely missing onto it. That's a classic ball. Ritesh with his third ball. Oh, another play and a miss. This time he took his length back. And the batter thought that it would be the same length, but he took his length back. Another dot delivery there. Just 28 runs. Oh, this time he plays off the back foot. And will get the single. Oh, there's a misfield. But the ball have been slow as he got some hands onto the ball, and that will be 2 runs of that ball. A slight fumble there. Ritesh with the fourth ball. Oh, beautifully shaped. Beautifully angled in. The batter just deceived by it. An excellent outswinger there by Ritesh. Just making the batter just to go for the drive. That's an excellent bowling. Ritesh with the last ball of this over. The batter charges down the ground, but that just went too outside off, and that would be a white signal by the umpire. Another extra run, another extra ball. The scores moves up to 31 now. Ritesh with the last ball. And this time the batter connects, and a fielder present there at the boundary line and will just get a single, though the time of the baton was excellent. He timed it well, but there was a fielder saving that one. So after the completion of 5 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 32 runs at a loss of 1 wicket, and there's just one more over left into this power play. Bhavik and Anand Beer need to maximize this over. They have played 10-15 balls now, have looked quite settled, just need to take on from now. It's Chinmay, the new bowler for the MRV Risers. The fielders getting into the position. Anand Beer on strike. There's quite a field place change there. And Chinmay with his first ball to Anand Beer. He bowls outside off, fuller delivery. The batter just didn't time it well, and that would be a dot delivery to start off. Chinmay with his second ball. This time slightly short of one. He just misses onto his line and length completely, and that would be a wide delivery as the umpire signals it. Outside of, this time cut it well, and that will race all the way towards the boundary. Outside of, that was raced all the way towards the boundary. Chinmay bowling it outside of Anand Bir, this time making no mistake, putting it away towards the boundary, going on to the back foot. Excellent shape that between those two fielders, and the ball just racing towards the boundary line. A much needed boundary there for Cathedral Knights, and the score moves to 37. Still 4 more balls to go into this over. Chinmay with his third ball. And that would be again a wide. So 2 wides already into this over. Oh, again going for that big drive, and missed onto it completely. Still 3 more deliveries left into this over. Oh, this time he goes over the covers region, and that will be a boundary. A fielder racing there, but he won't reach, and that will be a boundary for Anand Beer. This time he goes over the fielder into the 30-yard circle, and the ball races towards the boundary line. The second boundary of that over, and the score moves to 42. Almost a full delivery, getting that front foot ahead and just going over the fielder for that boundary. Excellent boundary from Anand Beer. His second of this over. Chinmay with his fifth ball, and that would be another wide. So he has bowled 3 wides already into this over. This is turning out to be an expensive over for MRV Risers. He's already given 11 runs of the first 4. Still 2 more to go. And it's Anand who's on strike. He's looking good now. Oh, another full delivery. Anand Beer going for the drive. Again, a play and a miss there. Chinmay with the final and the last ball of the over. Oh, this time he has played it towards the point region, and the point region with that excellent catch. We'll look at that again. Was it dropped or not? Outside off, played it towards the point. Oh, that was been dropped. He collected, but in the end it was been dropped by that point fielder. So Anand Beer survives. And that would be an over. It was a long over of Chinmay there. So after the completion of 6 overs, Cathedral Knights' score is 43 runs at a loss of 1 wicket. And it's Ritesh who's back into the attack for his second over. Ritesh with the first ball of the over. He's going round the wicket for the left over. He goes over. And that's straight into the hands of the cover fielder. And that's a breakthrough for the MRV Risers. And Ritesh has just got the breakthrough for the MRV Risers. It was slightly fuller outside off. He went in for the drive. This time he did go over, but finds the fielder there. And it was comfortably taken by the fielder there. And that is a wicket being fallen of Cathedral Knights. new batter, Ryan, into the attack. Ryan, the new batter, into the middle for the Cathedral Knights. And it's Ritesh who got the first wicket. He got the wicket onto the first ball. Ritesh with his third ball. This time trying to get that shuffle shot, but missed onto it completely. And another dot delivery. A wicket and two dot balls in this over so far. Ritesh bowling his fourth over. He's defended nicely and will get a single there. Ritesh with the last ball of the over. And he's gone big straight into the hands of the long on fielder. He takes it quite comfortably there. And that's a wicket. Number 2 into this over. And Ryan has to walk back. Just 2 runs coming off this over and 2 wickets. What an over it has been by Ritesh. And Cathedral Knights lose another wicket in this over. So after the completion of 7 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 45 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. We'll have a look at that wicket again. Slightly fuller, the batter going for the big one towards the long on fielder, taking that quite comfortably. Another wicket falling for the Cathedral Knights. It's Dhruven, the new bowler, into the attack for MRV Risers. And he starts off with the dot delivery. The batter just shuffling there, trying to play that back towards the wicketkeeper, missed onto it completely. Second ball, flighted one, sweeps it. A fielder there, and that would be a single. He went in for that big sweep this time. Drew in with the third ball. This time again, given a flight to the ball, he played it towards the long on. Another single. He's giving a lot of flight onto that ball, and now that's been defended well. This was slightly tighter one, more fuller. Fifth ball, a short delivery, pulls it, and that will go all the way towards the boundary line. And a boundary to end that over. A good and a tight over ends with a boundary. Shorter one, the batter just pulled it towards the square leg. There was no fielder there, it was just racing towards it. And a boundary to end that over. So, with that boundary, and after the completion of 8 overs, Cathedral Knights' score is 51 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. And they also crossed the 50 runs mark with that boundary. Ritesh, the new bowler. Oh, that's been driven well towards the boundary. Sorry, there's a fielder there present at the back. Just a single. So it's Chinmay who's back into the attack after that expensive over in the first. After an expensive first over, he's back with the second. The first run in the first balls. Now he cuts it through. The point region makes the fumble. A fielder there at the back and will get a couple of runs there. And another misfield, another overthrow. And this will give them 3 runs. The ball which must have given them 1 run have given 3 runs. One misfield at the point region. They ran couple and then the overthrow misfield gives them another run. So in total 4 runs of the first 2 balls, 4 more deliveries to go into this over. Chinmay with the third ball. The batter has to reach for that one. It was slightly outside off. So dot delivery Nirav is the new batter who's walked in for the Cathedral Knights. 2 runs already of the first 3 balls. Oh, played it off the back foot and defended it. So back to back dot deliveries here. Chinmay with the fifth ball. This time cuts it through. Oh, there's a well fielded there at the back in the third man region. And that will be a single. Well fielded though. 5 runs of the first 5 balls. Chinmay has one more delivery left into this over. Anand Beer on strike. Plays off to the back foot. And will get only a single to end that over. So after the completion of 9 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 57 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. Ritesh back into the attack for his third over. A fuller delivery that's been driven and that will go all the way towards the boundary line. Anand Beer with his classic cover drive. What a shot was that? Ritesh with the fuller delivery slightly outside off. There was everything onto this shot. Class. Timing were written all over that shot by Anand Beer to get that boundary onto the first ball. And this time onto his leg side. He has played it well and that will reach towards the boundary. Back to back boundaries for Anand Beer. Oh, that was a strong appeal. The umpire said it's going down the leg. That is a leg by run there. It was going down the leg, says umpire. He will get a run there. So it's 9 runs of the first 3 balls. What a start off and what a start to the over. One other beautiful drive there. Oh, that will race away towards the boundary line. This time it's Nirav. Two beautiful cover drives. Again, Fuller slightly outside of. The batter just goes for that beautiful drive. So 3 boundaries in this over. And the scores is almost moved to quickly to 70 runs now. This time nudged it towards the point. And just a single. 14 runs already of this over. Still a ball to go. Ritesh has been quite expensive in this over. Last ball. Onto the leg. He flicks it. He flicks it well, and that will go all the way towards the boundary line. That was easy picking there for Anand Beer. It was onto the legs. His eyes lit up quickly there. He had to put just the bat onto that ball. And the ball... Oh, it was onto his pads. He just flicked it towards the fine leg. As it's a quick outfield here. The ball races towards the boundary. So the 4 boundaries in this over. It's been quite a good over for the Cathedral Knights. And after the completion of 10 overs, the score is 75 runs at a loss of 3 wickets, and that would be a drinks break called by the umpire. So we will be back. So we are back after the drinks break, and Dhruvin will start off with the 11th over and a single to start off, which gets Anand Beer back on strike. He's playing on 40 of just 31 balls. Oh, he's driven beautifully. Another misfield there. Will that reach the boundary? Yes, it does. Another boundary there for Anand Beer. He got the boundary on the last ball of that over, and this time again. This time full toss. slightly fuller outside off, and he just drives it beautifully towards the boundary line. And he moves to 44 now. He's driven it again, but there's a protection this time at the back, and will just get a single. Oh, he's went for that sweep. The umpire says it's going down the leg. That was a fuller delivery. He went for that big sweep. He missed onto it completely. Then there was a strong appeal there by the bowler. But the umpire says it's going down. So Anand survives. This time he cuts it through. There's a fielder at the back. He might get a single there. So after the completion of 11 overs, Cathedral Knights' score is 83 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. Chinmay back into the attack for his third one. Anand gets a full toss. He drives it. There's a fielder back there. And with that single, Anand Beer moves to 47. And it's Nirav on strike now. He's playing on 10 of just 9 balls. And they might need to accelerate from here now. It's already 12th over, and he does accelerate. He accelerates well into the stands for a maximum. And that's a 6. That's a big 6 coming off Nirav's bat. He did slogged it over that mid-wicket region. And it was slogged way high and out for a maximum. The score moves to 90 of the Cathedral Knights. It's 7 runs of the first 2. The pressure onto the bowler already now after getting hit for a 6. Chinmay with his third ball, this time round the wicket. Oh, there's a strong appeal, but there was a bat, I guess. And he'll get a single, and that brings Anand Veer back on strike now. He's playing on 47 of just 36 balls. Oh, he's played it towards the long on region. There's a fielder back there. And will only get the single. He comes up with the fifth delivery, goes for that sweep. And will get only a single there. Ten runs already off the over. Still a ball to go into this over. Anand Beer on strike. Carefully drives it towards the point and he gets a single of that. So that brings Anand Beer on 49, and after the completion of 12 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 94 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. Jinesh back into the attack. Oh, Jinesh is the new bowler who's been introduced by MRV Risers. Anand Beer playing on 49. He's on strike. And with that single. Oh, is that a single or a boundary? It goes towards the boundary. And what a way to bring his half century. He raises his badge. The team applauds. And what a 50 it has been by Anand Beer. He played it late. He played it well to get a boundary and to get that 50. He's played a beautiful innings for his team. A well judged, a well made half century by Anand Beer. So Jinesh has been welcomed well by Anand Beer to get the boundary on his first ball. And this time he cuts it. But this time fielder does well there. There's an overthrow run. But I guess they might have not run there. Yes, they might. They have not. Nirav said no there. And with that single, Cathedral Knights moves to 99 now. They are in 12.2 overs. He goes for the big shot. Just couldn't time it well. And will get a single. So with that single, Cathedral Knights moves the score to 100 at a loss of 3 wickets. This time that's cut. A fielder there. And it was a dot delivery. A good fielding there at the point region. Oh, he shuffles. Trying to play onto the leg side. Misses onto his completely. There was an appeal though. But umpire seems not interested there. He shuffled quite early though. And then there was a shout from the bowler. Umpire seems disinterested there. Oh, it's been a good over. The 6 runs came of that first 3 balls and then 3 back-to-back dots. So after the completion of 13 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 100 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. Dhruvan back into the attack. A good footballing skills there by the fielder at the boundary line. He saved the 2 runs for his team. And the batter gets a couple of runs there. As Nirav moves to 21 of just 14 balls now. Dhruvan with his 3rd over. And this time he slogs it high and slogs it long into the stands. That's a 6 from Nirav's bat. And this is his 2nd. A flighted delivery, charged down and slogs it high and slogs it long over the boundary line for a 6. He plays off to the back foot and he gets the single there. This time he cuts it. It's in the gap. A fielder there at the present at the back will just get a single. And with that single, the score moves to 110. Still 2 more deliveries left in this over. This time it's a good delivery from Dhruvan. Much fuller into the stumps line. And that's been defended well there. So a dot delivery in this over. Still a ball to go. Dhruvan with the last ball. He defends it well. And will get a single of that last ball. So after the completion of 14 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 111 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. That's an excellent shot to start off the over from Anand Peer. It's Jinesh who's back into the attack for his 2nd over and he gets welcomed with the another boundary slightly outside off. He played it well and he played it late though, but still finds a boundary there. And Nirav now moves to 33 of just 19 balls. He have accelerated well. Still it's 14 overs, 115 runs on the board. They look to get 150, 160 runs onto the board. Still quite overs left. This time he charges down the ground, and that will be a boundary. This time Nirav smacked it hard and powerfully down the ground. He got a flighted ball. He just charged it down the ground. There was no fielder there. And he gets the boundary. So 8 runs of the first 3. Another one. He gets long, high. And that will be over the fielder for a maximum. This time Jinesh made a gave him the flighter one. It was written to hit for a 6. Yeah, that one. This time he slogged it high and slogged it well over the fielder though. Get that 6. It's turning out to be an expensive over now. 14 runs already of the first 4 balls. Still 2 more deliveries to go and Nirav's on strike. And this time he's played it towards the long off. A fielder there. And will get only a single. 15 runs of that over. Still a ball to go. It's been quite an expensive over, and what an over it has been for Cathedral Knights. Last ball. Anand tries to shuffle, didn't timed it well, and that will be an over. After the completion of 15 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 126 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. Last 5 overs left in this innings. And it's Jignesh who is brought into the attack by the MRV Risers. 5 overs left. Nirav on strike. He's playing on 44 of 23. First ball, Jignesh. He slogs it over towards the offside. And it falls in no man's land there. And they will run a single. So that brings Anand Beer back on strike, who's playing on 55 of 45. But on the other end, Nirav, who's been striking the ball really well, he's got the 3 big hits so far. Still 5 overs left. Jignesh with the second ball of the over. Slightly outside off. That's been cut. A fielder there will only get a single. Nirav on strike. Jignesh Oh, he's played over the bowler's head. A fielder there at the long off. Three singles in three balls. Trying to go for that big one. Missed onto it completely. Deceives the wicketkeeper as well. And they get a wise run there. So this brings Nirav back on strike, who's been striking really well. He's playing on 46 of just 25 balls. Still 2 more balls left in this Jignesh over. Are we seeing a big hit? Oh, he tries to go for that big hit. The ball seems to be keeping low now. Yes, he was trying to go, but the ball keeping low there. And missed onto it completely. Jignesh with the last ball. This time he charges down the ground. And missed onto it completely. So 2 back-to-back dot deliveries. He bowled it. The batter just charged in front and missed onto it completely. So after the completion of 16 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 130 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. 4 more overs left in this innings. 130 already onto the board. How much more they can add to this total? Nirav and Anand Beer both looking settled. One has already scored a 50. Another one, Nirav, is on the verge to score that one. Will MRV Risers be able to stop him? Or will these two guys play till the end? Pramod, looks like the player weren't ready there. The Pramod will Pramod with his first ball. That's been played towards the offside. Pramod with his second ball. Again played it towards the offside. Yet another single. And this brings Anand Beer back on strike. And Nirav moves to 47. 2 singles in the first 2 balls. Still 4 more balls left in this over. Cuts it. And that will be a boundary. That was been cut well there by Anand Veer. So 6 runs of the first 3 balls. Pramod with his 4th ball. He cuts it again. And will only get the single there. And that brings Nirav back on strike. Still 2 more balls left in this over. He's playing on 47 of just 28 balls. The score moves to 137 of 3 balls and 3 wickets, sorry. He charges down the ground but doesn't timed it well. It was slightly outside off, and that was a plan there. By the bowler. So just a single. The score moves to 138. And Pramod with the last ball. This time he's pulled it towards the mid wicket and will get the single. The four which happened earlier, that was been timed well there, and that just went by for a boundary. The fielder couldn't reach it. So after the completion of 17 overs, the Cathedral Knights score is 139 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. And Jignesh is back into the attack for his second over. A strong appeal there. Umpire seems not interested there. This time he is played towards the offside. A fielder there. And that will be a single. So that brings Nirav on strike. He's playing on 48 of just 29 balls. Jignesh with his third ball. He charges down the ground and he has knocked him off. Nirav has been bowled by Jignesh. In the last 1 and 2 overs, he wasn't able to time the ball well, Nirav. This time it was much fuller, much straighter from Jignesh. Nirav, as he was going down the ground. He was looking, charging for that big one, missed onto it completely, and the ball straight went onto the stumps, and that will be a wicket, and that will be a much needed wicket there for the MRV risers. A crucial breakthrough. Both the batters, Anand, Beer and Neerav, were looking good, and they had to break this partnership to put the break onto the runs, which was scoring fluently by both these batters. Still three more deliveries left in this over. Sahil, the new batter on strike, and he drives it. A fielder there will be, and he comes into the crease, into the time. Could have been a close call there if it would have been a direct throw by the fielder. And this brings Anand Beer on back on strike. He's playing on 64 of 53 balls. Jignesh with his fifth ball of the over. Plays off the back foot. Just a single. Oh, this is some good running from both the batters now. Jignesh with his last ball of the over. Sahil on strike. And that's been driven. But that will go straight to the fielder. Just a single. So after the completion of 18 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 146 runs at a loss of 4 wickets. The last 2 overs left in this innings. Sahil, the new batter, and Anand Veer, who's well settled, are into the middle. Samir, with his brilliant first 2 overs, just 11 runs and a wicket. He's back into the attack now. Cathedral Knights, 146 runs at a loss of 4 wickets. Last 2 overs left. How many more runs they can add to this total from here would be really crucial. He's setting up the field. There's a lot of field replacements from Samir, and he's all ready for his third over. He's bringing the third man in from the fine leg. And now he bowls his first ball of the over. A slightly shorter one that's been pulled away straight away. It falls in no man's land. They'll get quite a couple of runs there. Oh, they haven't just managed to get a single there. So that brings Anand Beer on strike. Could have been because he's well settled. He's in good touch. The score moves to 147. Samir with the second ball of his over. Is bowling outside off. He's making the batter to play that big drive. Yeah, you could see that was much outside of his making the batter to play for that big drive. It's a good thinking from the Samir. He's not giving any room there for the batter. Samir with the third one. This time in the stumps line, he gets an edge. And that will run all the way towards the boundary line. On this occasion, it was much onto the shorter one. Anand did come forward. He gets an edge. And that runs away for a boundary. Three more deliveries left in this over. 5 runs already of the first 3. And that will be a wide. Trying to bowl that outside off. But this time he misses onto his line and length completely. And that goes for a wide. So an extra run and extra ball. Oh, that's a no ball signal by the umpire, and the wicketkeeper has missed onto that. And that will be also an extra run there because they have ran one. So yes, it is a no ball and a run there. And a free hit there. But the thing is, the Sahil is on strike now. And they have crossed the 150 mark. Sahil on strike. A free hit from Samir. Here he comes. Again, that plan working for Samir, bowling outside off. Making the batter just to go for that shot. He didn't connect it, but he get the 1 run there. They've ran a single. Two more deliveries left in this over. Anand Bir playing on 16 and of just 57. Samir with his 5th ball of the over. That's a play and a miss. Oh, he's rolled his arms over that ball. It's not easy to pick that one. And that's missed by him completely. So that's a dot delivery. One more delivery left in this over. Oh, he's put away that over. The fielder, there was a catch, but he's been dropped. And will get that couple of runs there. On this occasion, it was slightly outside of. He went for that shot. It got that fielder hand, but didn't got that on that one. And with that, after the completion of 19 overs, Cathedral Knights score is 156 runs at a loss of 4 wickets. and Jignesh to bowl that last and crucial over. And 2 runs coming off that first ball. Good running between the wickets between Anand Beer and Sahil. Anand Beer on strike. He's playing on 72 of 60 balls. Last 5 deliveries left in this over. On this occasion, he goes really wide, and that is a wide delivery. Jignesh with his second ball. He goes for that switch hit, and that is given out by the umpire. Anand Beer has to depart. All the crucial wickets have been backed by Jignesh. In the last over, he got Nirav, and now in this over, he gets Anand Beer. The two well settled batters have to depart now. So the new batter walks in for the Cathedral Knights. It's Nilesh who walks in for Cathedral Knights. Last 4 deliveries left in this over. And he goes big. How long does he go? No, he goes into the hands of the fielder. Oh, the fielder might have dropped that one though. Three more deliveries left in this over. Trying to go for the big one, completely misses onto it. Another dot delivery. 160 onto the board. Jignesh with his 5th ball. Another dot delivery. There's a strong appeal by Jignesh. Umpire seems not interested in that one. Last ball remaining in this innings. 160 already on the board with 5 wicket loss. Silent strike. Jignesh with the last ball of his innings. Oh, and he's knocked him off onto the last ball. And he grabs his 3rd wicket. And what a spell he has. 3 overs, 13 runs and 3 crucial wickets. Hello and welcome back to Jolly Friends Sports Club. That's Premier League, and we are off to the second innings, and that's a wicket fallen, and it's the second ball, and Raj has been knocked off by Sahil by a piece of a delivery. An early breakthrough there for Cathedral Knights. The first wicket fallen for MRV Risers. And that's another wicket fallen for MRV Risers. This time through run out. Yes, no, yes, no. And that's an out. And Sahil is ready to bowl his fourth ball. And that is a dot delivery. Oh, that's played it well. That's played it late. And that will run away for a boundary. And MRV Risers gets the first boundary. And they open their account with the boundary. Chinmay played that beautifully. He waited for that ball and then just cuts it through between those two fielders behind and gets the boundary. So after the completion of 1 overs, MRV Risers score is 5 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. They have lost their first 2 wickets in the first 3 balls. That was an excellent over by Sahil. Got just gave 5 runs and got 2 wickets, 1 run out, and one an excellent delivery to get that bold of Raj. And now we are into the second over. A play and a miss. Neerav with his second ball. He cuts it. The umpire says it's outside. A good start by Neerav. 2 back-to-back dot deliveries. This time Chinmay cuts it towards the point fielder there and will only get the single. Neerav with the fourth ball. This time a play and a miss. Slightly outside off. Cathedral Knights have got to a good start. Just 6 runs and 2 wickets the early on. Again a play and a miss. Just 1 run coming off the first 4 balls. It's been a good over. Again a play and a miss. Sanjeev isn't able to connect. And that will be an over. So after the completion of 2 overs, MRV Risers score is 6 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. An excellent start. He's bowling into the stumps line, isn't giving any room there for the batters. Sahil, after an excellent first delivery, after that excellent first over. He's back with the second over. He's keeping his line and length very tight. Isn't getting any freebies there for the batters. Sahil with his third ball. He plays it towards the cover. And that will reach the boundary line. That was a good boundary there by Sanjeev. That will give him lots of confidence. Again, play and a miss. The ball outside off has been troubling Sanjeev. He's going, but he's missing onto it continuously now. Sahil with the fifth ball. This time he plays it towards the offside, into the gap. And that will be another boundary. A misfield there by the fielder. So 9 runs coming of the first first 5 balls. Still a ball left in this over. Oh, that was excellent ball and equally well defended by Sanjeev. So after the completion of 3 overs, MRV Rises score is 15 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. Nirav back into the attack for his second over. A dot delivery to start off. Chinmay on strike. Five runs in the first 4 balls. 20 runs onto the board. Sanjeev on strike. He got 2 fours in the last over. Nirav bowling his 5th ball. Much fuller delivery. He drives it. A fielder there at the back. He fumbles there. Might be and couple run there. Yes, they have. Good running between the wickets between these two. After losing 2 wickets in the first over, they've made a good comeback. They're getting into the rhythm. They're adjusting to the conditions now. A fuller delivery, trying to go for the big drive. Didn't time it completely, and a dot to end the over. So after the completion of 4 overs, MRV Risers score is 22 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. A play and a miss again. A fielding fumble there by the wicketkeeper gives them a run there. Sahil into his third over. He's bowling his third over. He's given 15 runs and a wicket. Though he has kept his line and length very tight, he hasn't given any freebies out there for the batters. Chinmay on strike. Sahil to bowl his third ball of the over. He bowls it onto the leg side. That's been carefully defended there by Chinmay. Though they get edge of his bat and they get a single run there. It's 136 runs needed in 15.3 overs. Still, they need more runs in this over. They need to make absolute utilization of the power play. Played it towards the point region. Just a single. Two more deliveries left in this over. 3 runs coming so far. Bowled it onto the leg side. He gets the bat onto that, and that will run away for a boundary. With the pace of Sahil, the batter just had to put the bat onto the ball, and other than that, the ball will do his job as it's raced towards the boundary. So much needed boundary there for MRV Risers. The pace by Sahil which he generates is too much. Another delivery wide. He gets the bat onto that, and that will be a boundary. At the last moment, he got the bat onto that. He swung in beautifully. Could have been a difficult if he couldn't have got the bat onto that ball. It got a perfect swing there into the air. But it was down the leg. He had to just put the bat onto the ball. So back-to-back boundaries, and After the completion of 5 overs, MRV Risers score is 33 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. Just 2 runs of that last over. A good over there by Nirav. And after the completion of 6 overs, MRV Risers score is 35 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. And with that, the power play ends. So the fielders will be outside the 30-yard circle now. Viral, the new bowler for the Cathedral Knights, into the attack now. And it's Sanjeev and Chinmay who've been looking good now. Sanjeev on strike. And Viral starts off with the wide. He nudged that one onto the offside for a single. So this brings Chinmay back on strike now. He's playing 15. He's playing on 15 of just 17 balls. Viral with his second ball, slightly outside off. This time it is inside. He's asking for that wide. Two balls, 2 runs so far in this over. Another play and miss. This time he was looking to come onto the front foot and to play that, but was slightly onto the shorter one and missed onto it completely. And this time it will be a wide. Viral with his fourth ball. Chinmay trying to go for that cut. Another wide. Back to back wides there from Viral. Extras are flowing at the moment. Three wide balls have been bowled in this over and a single. So 4 runs of the first 3 balls. Still 3 balls left. Another wide. Viral isn't finding his line and length there. He's been continuously bowling into that outside off line, and which are giving the extra runs there for MRV Risers. This time on straight onto the stumps. Chinmay just flicks it, and they'll run couple of runs there. So the score moves to 42. The extras have done the job here for MRV Risers in this over. Five runs. Sanjeev just going for that big one. A complete miss there. He didn't judge the ball well though. And a dot delivery. A rare dot delivery in this over. And Viral with the last ball off his over. And that will be a dot ball to end the over. So it was a long over there from Viral. Lots of wide. Couple of runs. Couple of dot balls in this over. And Jai has been introduced into the attack for the Cathedral Knights. He is bowling the 8th over. On to the shorter one. A complete miss there by Sanjeev. Jay with his second ball. Slightly outside of, and this time it will be a wide signal there by the umpire. I think this might be a plan of the Cathedral Knights. just to bowl the outside off balls, not to give any room there for the batters. And in that, they are bowling too much of wide. On this occasion, gets the edge onto that bat, and that will run down for the boundary. A much needed boundary there for MRV Risers. Just opening the face of the bat towards that third man region, and that goes towards the boundary as the outfield is quite quick there. So 5 runs of the first 2 balls. Still 4 balls remaining in this over. And this time it's another wide. He's completely missed his line and length on this occasion. Jay with his third ball. And that will be another wide. There's something happening with Cathedral Knights with the wides now. They've been consistently bowling the wide ball. This is the third of the over. Or this time he bowls into the stumps line. The batter plays straight in the hands of the bowler. Seven runs of this over so far. Still 3 more balls to go. And that will be another wide. They were appealing the caught behind. So the 4 wide deliveries in this over so far. Still 3 more deliveries left. This time he reaches onto that one. And that will reach the boundary. This is turning out to be a very expensive over for Cathedral Knights. And it's a blessing in disguise for MRV Risers now. This time it was seam outside off, but the batter just reached for that one into the gap. The point fielder was behind, so it went for the boundary. 12 runs. Add one more run to that with that single. It's 13 runs of the first 5 balls, still 1 to go. This has been an expensive over by Jai, and with that they have crossed the 50 runs mark. The MRV Risers. Again he just cuts it through onto the offside and just a single to end the over. This also has been a long over. So after the completion of 8 overs, MRV Risers score is 55 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. Jay with his last ball, and the batter just charging down through covers, just beating that boundary fielder, and that will be a boundary to end the over. And we are back after the short drinks break. MRV Risers are on 69 at a loss of 2 wickets. They need 92 more runs to win of last 10 overs. So it's Vishal who's been brought into the attack for the Cathedral Knights, and Chinmay and Sanjeev are looking good into the middle. The partnership has been stitched now between both of them. Here comes Vishal with the first ball. And he starts off with a wide ball. And he's picked up that beautifully. That's long. That's a one bounce boundary. A much fuller delivery. The batter went in for that slog shot. just bounced in front of the boundary line. So boundary. So 5 runs of the first ball. Still 5 more deliveries left in this over. Chinmay, who's playing on 25 of 31, he need to accelerate from here now. He pulls it onto the leg side. And that will be a single. Sanjeev on strike, who's playing on 36 of 27. He plays it towards the point. Could be have been a close call there, but good running between the wickets by Sanjeev and Chinmay. Seven runs so far in the first 3 deliveries. Again, just a fine touch onto that. And we'll get the single. Sanjeev on strike. This time he plays it late, but still finds a fielder there. Both the batters are looking into that gap between the third man and the point region fielder, but they aren't finding it one. Though the 9 runs already of the first 5 balls, and Vishal with the last ball. And this time played it onto the leg side. And they might get couple of runs here. And they do get good running between the wickets. So that will be 11 runs of that 11th over. So after the completion of 11 overs, MRV Risers score is 80 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. The MRV Risers need 81 runs more to win in the last 9 overs. So they need 2 or 3 big overs. From there, where they can put the pressure back onto the fielding team. Though now the required run rate is of 9 per over. They're getting that. But they have to get it consistently now. Because the required run rate can just go shoot up as we move forward into the overs. It starts off with the wide. Oh, it was close. And starts off with a dot delivery. Ryan, the new bowler, into the attack for the Cathedral Knights. Oh, he just flicks it over straight down the ground. A fielder there. Just a single. Chinmay needs to accelerate from here. He's playing on 29 of just... He's of 34. Good running between the wickets. Got the edge of a ball. Got an edge onto that. It went to the short third man. But good running between the wickets. Just opened the face of the bat. Good running between the wickets by Chinmay and Sanjeev. 3 balls, 2 runs in this over so far. It's turning out. Now he charges down. He plays it towards the cover. A fielder back there saves one. They might come for the second one. And yes, they do come and they get that second run. So good running between the wickets. Two more deliveries left in this over. This time onto the leg side, flicks it towards the mid wicket. And that will be a single. Oh, that's been played straight towards the long off. And just a single to end the over. So after the completion of 12 overs, MRV Risers score is 86 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. Just 6 runs of that try and over. Oh, that's been played smartly. And that will be a boundary. The Chinmay just frees his hands there. He played late on that one. It was slightly outside off. And he made full use of that. Played late onto that. He finds the gap between the short third man and the point fielder. And that runs towards the boundary. And he sets the tone for the over with a boundary. Now a full toss. He just flicks it. And that will be another boundary. Another freebie there for Chinmay, and Vishal has given 8 runs of the first 2 balls. A full toss. On the leg side, he just had to flick it towards the square leg region where there was no one, and a boundary. So back-to-back boundaries there for the MRV Risers. And good shot there by Chinmay. This time slogs it towards the mid wicket and will get the single. So with that single, 9 runs of the first 3 balls. Still 3 more balls left in the over. This is turning out to be a good over for MRV Risers. Now Sanjeev needs to take on from here. Outside off. He played towards the offside. A fielder back there at the extra covers, saving a single there. It's been cut away. A fielder there. Oh! Was there a chance of a run out? If the bowler could have held on to that one, could have been a close call there. Just missed onto that. And the team score moves to 97. He played it over covers. Still a fielder there at the back. And a single to end the over. So after the completion of 13 overs, MRV Risers score is 98 runs at a loss of 2 wickets. That's a wicket. And the outside of plans has worked for Cathedral Knights now. The batter just reaching for that shot, and his legs just moves out of the crease, and the keeper makes no mistake back there. And Ryan strikes. And a much needed breakthrough there for the Cathedral Knights. And it's Sanjeev who has to depart back. And it's Pramod, the new batter, walks in for the MRV Risers. Ryan with his second ball, this time full toss. That's been driven. Founds the fielder back there at the boundary. So he's fumbled there. Oh, that is a boundary. A misfield there by the fielder at the boundary line. And that gives them an extra run. And with that boundary, they cross the mark of 100 runs. Oh, gets the edge. And that runs down for a boundary. A lucky boundary there for Chinmay. He gets the edge onto the bat and the ball just runs down for a boundary. So the score moves to 107 at a loss of 3, and Chinmay is playing on 45 of 41 balls. And a dot delivery to end the over. So after the completion of 14 overs, MRV Rises score is 107 runs at a loss of 3 wickets. An excellent delivery. Vishal is brought back into the attack for his third over. This time cuts it through offside, and that will be a boundary. He finds that boundary beautifully. He cuts it well, times it well. The bowler just giving the batter to free his hands, and he has played that beautifully. The Chinmay is playing on 49 now, and that will be a wide delivery. And with that single, Chinmay brings up his half century. That's a well made half century by Chinmay. And the team applauds his half century. That's a well made half century. He needs to stick around till the end to get MRV Risers to a winning way, and that is another wide. Oh, that's another wide. This could have been the close one. It was still onto the line. And that will be a single to end the over. A couple of runs came in this over and a wicket too. So after the completion of 15 overs, MRV Risers score is 117 runs at a loss of 4 wickets. MRV Risers need 44 runs in the last 5 overs to win this match. Ryan back into the attack for his third over. 117 runs on the board. MRV Risers still needs 44 more runs to win in the last 5 overs. This is the first ball. He charges down. He plays it towards the long off region. And that will be a single. This time played it onto the leg side. A fielder there. Still they'll get the single. Good running between the wickets. Another wide delivery. And the score moves to 120 now. Surfaraz on strike. He's played it straight down the ground. And they'll do get couple of runs there. Oh, they haven't ran the second one. Could have been the close call there. Just a single coming off that. So 4 runs of the first 3 balls. 40 runs needed now in the last 4 overs. He's flicked that one and straight into the hands of the fielder. Oh, that's the catch of someone who's been settled there. He's played 46 balls and scored 51. And this knocks comes to an end and Ryan picks up his second wicket. He bowled it onto the leg side, onto his legs. He just flicked it and finds a fielder there onto that short square leg. A much needed wicket there for the Cathedral Knights. He's played that straight down the ground. Oh, that's a misfield and that's a boundary. It's Dhruvan, the new batter, who gets off the mark with the boundary. He gets the 4 onto his first ball. Still a ball left in this over. He's played onto his leg side. And they'll get couple of runs there. So after the completion of 16 overs, MRV Risers score is 127 runs at a loss of 5 wickets. Oh, that's in front plumb there. And the umpire has no hesitation to lift his finger. And that will be a wicket. So Jay strikes on the first ball of the over. And the back-to-back wickets fallen for MRV Risers now after the Chinmay wicket. So the new batter, Jinesh, into the middle for MRV Risers. Jay with the second ball. Oh, he's going for that big one. Missed onto it completely. Jay with the third ball. This time he connects straight in the hands of the fielder. And Jinesh has to walk back. Jay strikes again. His second wicket in the over. And Cathedral Knights are onto the roll now. As the wickets are falling like a night pins now. That was slightly outside of, just freeing his hands. Finds the fielder. And gets the wicket. So the sixth wicket falls down for MRV Risers, and the wickets are falling on roll for MRV Risers now. They still need 34 runs to win. And it's Jignesh, the new batter, who walks in for MRV Risers. That's been driven and driven beautifully towards the boundary line. And Jignesh is off a flying start. He gets the first ball into the slot and he drives it beautifully through covers. And the fielder will only see that ball going towards the boundary line. And he connects well onto the offside. And the misfield and another boundary there for Jignesh. What a start he had. 2 back-to-back boundaries. This time again, the ball into that slot. A misfield there by the point fielder. And the ball just racing towards the boundary line. So what an over it has been so far. 2 wickets, 2 boundaries. Still a ball to go in this over. Jay with the last ball. That's a big appeal. But the umpire says not out, might be going down the leg there. And they'll get a single of that last ball. Just have a look. Yes, it might be going straight down the line. Though they will get the single there. So after the completion of 17 overs, MRV Risers score is 136 at a loss of 7 wickets. MRV Risers still need 25 more runs to win in the last 3 overs. Ryan with his third over. That's played straight down the ground. A fielder there. And just a single of the first ball. 24 more runs needed in 2.5 overs. Dhruven on strike. Ryan with his second ball. This time he's played it hard. He's played it nicely. Oh, that's well fielded. There at. And that will be a wicket. He was just in when the bails were off. So it's 2 runs. He survives. So they need 22 more runs to win in the last 2.4 overs. So the first 3 runs in the first 2 balls. Still 4 more balls left in this over. And this time slogged it towards the long on region. A fielder there. And will get a single. And the overthrow runs comes in. Or this could have been the close one. They ran for another one now. A slight fumble there by the fielders by Cathedral Knights, and the MRV Risers makes full advantage of it. 3 runs coming off that. So 19 more runs needed in 2.3 overs now. Still 3 more balls left in this over. 6 runs in the first 3 balls. And that will be a wide. The pressure is just building up on the bowler now. So the equation of 18 runs in 2.3 overs. The required run rate is of just 8 per over. Gets the edge, and that will run for a boundary. When it's your days, even those thick edges goes for the boundary like that. And it just went by. He bowled it outside off, just gets a thick edge of the bat, and it just runs down for a boundary towards that third man reach. Eleven runs of the first 4 balls. This has been expensive over. Now he drives it towards cover. A well fielded there. Still be a single. "13 runs needed in 2.1 overs. A full toss. He clears it over the fielder into that 30-yard circle. With the fielder back there at the boundary, and they will get a couple of runs there. This turned out to be a big over for MRV Risers. So after the completion of 18 overs, MRV Risers score is 150 runs at a loss of 7 wickets. 12 runs needed. We start off with the 18th over. 11 runs needed in the last 12 balls. That's been played straight down the ground. And that will be a boundary. The equation has come down to 7 runs now in 11 balls. A fuller ball that was straight put down the ground. A misfield there at the long off region. And that will be a wide. Yes, it is a wide signal by the umpire. Six runs needed in 11 balls. That just hit away, and that's straight in the hands of the fielder. So Jignesh departs. After a well-made, a small cameo by him, he made 18 runs off just 7 balls. Just trying to go for that big hit. He didn't time it and connect well. He finds the fielder there in the 30-yard circle. And he has to depart. So a wicket now. Are we seeing a twist or turns here now? It's fallen the 8 wickets now. Chintesh, the new batter, walks in for MRV Risers. Six runs needed. He nudges that one to a single. Now just 5 runs needed. Still 3 more deliveries left in this over. Will they finish it off in this over? Oh, he gets the edge. He's played that towards the third man. Just a single. So now just 4 runs needed. Eight balls, 4 runs. Chintesh on strike. That's been played towards the mid wicket. Just a single. Now the equation is of 3 runs. 3 runs in 7 balls. Still a ball left in this over. Nirav. Oh, he tried to go for that big one. A complete miss there. We'll have a look at it again. That was a full delivery. If we could have timed that one, it could have gone into high in. So after the completion of 19 overs, MRV score is 158 runs at a loss of 8 wickets. And it all boils down to that last over. MRV Risers need 3 runs in the last 6 balls. They are 8 down, 3 runs needed. Anything can happen from here. Oh, that's an misfield by the wicket keeper, and that will be a victory for MRV Risers. And they have rised well in this match, and they are shining bright. MRV Risers won by 2 wickets. What a victory! That partnership between Chinmay and Sanjeev was the crucial one, and then the small cameos which came in were the crucial for the MRV Risers win in this match. Lots of extra deliveries went in from the Cathedral Knights, which gave them some extra runs. And we are done with all the 4 matches in the Jolly Friends Sports Club's DAT Premier League. And we will be back tomorrow with another thrilling match. Till then, good night.